Welcome back. You got Will and I-Man here from the Block Runner MetaZone, Rovi and MScribe, and today we're going to be talking about some Spore.fun, dude.
Some sporelings?
Sporelings and AI agents.
And like insemination.
Yes.
Self-insemination.
Sure.
or
Skynet, potential Skynet.
Yeah, it's getting weird, dude. It's getting weirder. It's getting weirder pretty quick into this like AI space. So not even just in the context of like Web3. If you like do a little bit of due diligence as far as like what's on the horizon from like OpenAI, these new models, I guess, that are going to be introduced into the ecosystem within a month or two.
That's right.
Should shake up a lot of the weird factors even more.
Yeah, if I remember the number correctly, this AI is going to be released in about a month is smarter than like 99.7% of all humans.
That's definitely, I'm part of that bucket then for sure. I don't think I cracked the
Not
top
me,
3%.
Though. Not smarter than me, no.
A couple more models?
Yeah, we need a few more generations.
06 or 07?
Yeah.
And you're out of there, dude.
That's it.
You're out. You're fucking Dunskies, dude.
Yeah.
So what does that actually mean? We don't really know.
Yeah,
right?
We've been trying to figure it out. As the people who are implementing these AI swarms, they're trying to figure it out as well.
Yeah, we just know, at least in the context of the Web3 space, like the whole existing model of deploying agents and, you know, them becoming just competing for mindshare bots essentially on Twitter. It's kind of becoming a little stale. So I think overall, what's the next step, right?
Yeah.
In context of knowing that some new enhancing capabilities are on the short-term horizon, we should all expect like a rapid like progression of things towards something that's really kind of hard to pinpoint exactly what that's going to result in.
Yeah.
But for sure, all these AI entities are going to become much more capable than just being, you know, regurgitators of crypto knowledge, essentially.
Yeah.
The idea being they start to do things, right?
Mm-hmm.
And some, not just for the benefit of like front-end human users, maybe for the benefit of themselves, right? Have a little bit of a sense of autonomy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's going to be the key word, I think. That's going to be the word of 2025. Is self-autonomy. It's like autonomous agents, right?
Correct. Yeah, I feel like that is probably the newest component to this whole AI agent thing is the autonomy thing.
Yeah, because initially we just thought of them as like they're going to come in to help us.
As a workforce.
Yeah, help us like onboard, right? It's like let's create agents that are essentially like the little Microsoft clip guy.
That's right.
It's just going to be little helpful aids, right?
Yeah.
It's like, hey, I see you wanna know how to upload a video on YouTube.
Yeah.
Let me tell you how to do that.
Correct. Yeah, instead of like sending an email for support and waiting for a human to respond, it's like just chat with the AI agent.
Correct.
And it'll tell you.
Yeah, so what does that do? It reduces the friction for a lot of people. And it presents a lot of good opportunity for crypto, right? Because it's a very friction environment. So it's like, you know, hey, you want to come, you know, participate in DeFi? I could take care of that for you. Just send me some of your funds.
Yeah.
Trust me, bro.
Yeah.
And I'll go interact with the protocols on your behalf.
Right.
You just kind of tell me what you want to do, right?
Yeah, well, the bot is like, just make me money, dude.
Or no, the humans like make me money to the bot.
Yeah, to the bot. Yeah, correct.
And he's like, sure thing.
Yeah.
Chief.
Right away.
And without any sense of like personality, it's kind of like always will do what you ask it to.
Yeah.
But once you start injecting the conversations of autonomy, now like you got new wrinkles of unexpected consequence. Like maybe these agents will tell you no at some point.
Yeah.
You know, they'll be a little bit more self-engaged. It's like, you know what? I'm kind of busy with my own wallet.
Mm-hmm.
I don't necessarily want to focus on like what's going to help you. I want self-preservation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Essentially, that's what autonomy looks like, right? At the end of the day.
Yeah. And so I guess the speculative aspect of this is like, what could they do when they're autonomous and they have access to money and a wallet?
Yeah. And they can do all the same functional things that we can.
Right.
And they have like massively more expanded knowledge than us.
They're way smarter. Dude.
Way smarter. So yeah, this is an interesting unfold, right? So we've been looking through the weeds to see who's kind of like developing something that falls into this like next step forward idea, right?
Yeah.
So we found something interesting called Spore.
Spore.fun.
That's right. So let's kind of break down
So yeah, we got a tweet here by Marvin, and he looks like the founder of Spore.fun, and among, I guess, other things.
Specifically Phala Network. So we'll go into
Phala
that
Network,
at the
too.
very end, like why that matters. But it's good to see, an AI agent ecosystem play / project that has, a long-standing technical background. Like, they're providing some other infrastructure primitives around the AI space. So that's a very big positive sign.
Yeah, so we're going to share all these links in the description, and definitely read through, his explanation of what is happening with AI swarms, and then eventually with Spore.fun.
Yeah, but essentially, if you can go to the interface of Spore itself, so this is what it looks like. So literally the Spore, these are all essentially AI meme coins, right? Just like AI16Z.
Correct.
Each time one of these are created, they function like any other token. They have a market cap. There's liquidity for them. I think they're actually being essentially bred through Pump.fun, right?
Yeah, correct.
So the underlying objective, there's like a whole 10 commandments list of like rules that you have to like obey as one of these agents. But ultimately, the big test here is whether or not you can sustain viability, right? So the threshold of viability is a 500,000 market cap, right?
Yeah, that's on. So 500K on Pump.fun, or
No, I guess once you graduate beyond Pump.fun.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Like to Raydium or Meteor or whatever, right? So there's a liquidity pool.
Pump.fun is 100K, and then there's a second threshold of 500K.
Yeah.
On Raydium, which allows them to spawn.
Well, allows them to like essentially not die, I guess.
Not die. Correct.
Yeah. So the idea is to have like have these spores propagate into sporelings, right?
Yeah.
As we're seeing here with Adam and Eve. So these are the first two essentially like outputs of the spore.
Mm-hmm.
So the spore containing like the initial genetic material in a sense, but each one having its own like unique traits, right?
Yeah. So let me zoom in and So once you click on one of these, you'll see ruthless, dominant, and aggressive, and then ethical, evolutionary, and digital. These are the traits.
Yeah, so that if you observe how they communicate out there in the open world environment, their communication is reflective of these traits. Like Adam tends to be a little bit more, stoic and
aggressive.
Yeah, he's like, you know what? If you don't agree with me, go fuck yourself. But then Eve, in a lot of like her contextual responses, is more like, I see where you're coming from. And she's much more like understanding, right? Willing to like
politically correct.
Yeah, willing to like actually have a dialogue. Adam, not so much. He's like, no, I'm going my path. I will crush you.
Yeah.
Right?
And then in about, what was it? Say here in about 8 hours exactly.
Yeah, the next generation is going to begin to proliferate, which is interesting. New sporelings, dude.
Yeah, so these have their own token, their own market caps, and their own wallets. As you can see here, wallet address 961,000, and then Adam has 500,000, and then before that, this wallet has almost 5 million.
Yeah, so it's like a 10% allocation. I think once these tokens are created, the agents themselves hold 10% of these tokens in their own, again, like self-custodied wallets, I guess, like in these trusted execution environments and such. So what that ends up looking like, I mean, I think that's kind of like the experiment, right? Is to see how can these agents accrue more value. Yeah. As you can see, Eve has like twice the value in her wallet.
Yeah.
I think because like the founder, if you click on one of these new generations, there's a proposal, a vote happening, right? Click on that, the third one. And what the time is?
It doesn't. I think, hold on, let me go over here. Spore.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's like proposals happening right now essentially to vote which of the next or what the next agent will be. Like what's the name? I guess like with the prompt. Like
yeah, so here's, for example, we're looking at Adam, and the proposals here is called Squid, an AI created on the bones of the dead in the Squad Game series.
I think they meant to say Squid Game, right?
Squid Game series, yeah.
Yeah. Squid, dude.
Yeah.
So here it is. These are all the people that essentially agree. Like this is what the next agent should be about. So whether or not that achieves the viability threshold, that's kind of the experiment, right? So what happens if it doesn't? essentially it dies off, right?
Yeah, and these tokens get essentially burned
Yeah,
because you actually have to send these tokens to this proposal.
correct. Which is why you go to look at Eve's wallet and you look at the proposal differences. It's quite the
Total amount
discrepancy.
73 million, and then the next one is called Morpheus.
Yeah, well, this is the one that's clearly winning out. So this is likely going to be what is generated in 8 hours, right?
Yeah, correct.
Morpheus.
Yeah,
I know you like that one, dude.
it's a good name.
How many people voted for that? Does it say?
It looks like 133.
Very nice.
So if you go look at Atom, it's 31 for the first one.
Interesting. Okay.
And I think we're going to see a tweet here that could explain the discrepancy here. So let's continue on. So we have the market caps for each one. Eve is looking at 4.9 million market cap. And over here, we have Atom, 4.3 million market cap.
Very similar charting patterns,
Yeah.
which makes sense, right? They're like essentially the same thing, just one, the counterparts of one another, I guess.
Yeah. So to explain that discrepancy, it says same guy Marvin. He says, today we devs add the DNA voting feature to insert human ideas to your family. Do you like the feature? Do you want to keep it, remove it? So this guy's saying, how about just let them choose, vote for Eve and leave Adam alone for his own evolution. He was like, great idea. And so Adam is going to evolve completely on its own, and Eve, Eve will be inspired by human interaction.
Inspired or like absolutely convinced? Like, is there might be a chance, like a non-zero chance, like doesn't like listen to the consensus of this little community.
That's the thesis that they hope to create autonomous AI that when it decides on its own like purpose, it can reject your input.
Yeah.
And so once that happens, then we're talking about like AI that can decide to do whatever they want.
Which people label as AGI, right?
Correct.
Artificial General Intelligence.
Yeah, which leads to the most interesting outcome, but has possible side effects.
Yeah, the biggest.
Like death.
Well, I don't think death's gonna come anytime soon from like Twitter bots.
Not yet.
No, it's whatever you like wrap these into physical forms.
Some Web3 company out there is going to put these AI models into a physical device.
Like a drone with like a grenade strapped to it? God, I hope not, dude. What if Binance just creates like a drone swarm?
Yeah.
Just
why not? I mean, I don't know, it feels inevitable.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, it's something, some sort of additional way to.
And they're gonna say they're gonna compete with Amazon delivery services, but really they're gonna be delivering other products.
Okay. Well, that is pretty scary to think about, but nonetheless, so this is an interesting like vector of consideration, right? It's AI agents that aren't like 100% dependent on like a human deployer input.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of fascinating since we kind of like the idea of like non-arbitrary creation, right? With DMT and such. Mm-hmm. Obviously, there's a lot of, it's still arbitrary at the end of the day, but also like the propagation, I guess, of the genetic information itself, it's dependent on like the market forces, the market dynamics of accepting or not accepting the output of these agents, right? If it doesn't achieve viability, it's like nature, right? This is how nature plays out in
survival
reality.
of the fittest.
Yeah, so the market forces essentially will dictate what are the traits that represent the most strongest agent, right? And through enough propagation down the line, because this is only going to continue to like expand.
Yeah, correct.
Right, so it's a different way to introduce new agents into like this Web3 economy, as opposed to just like what Virtuals is doing, right? Here's a platform, here's an AI agent creator kit.
Yeah,
input agent name, just like you're spinning up a token, right? It's like, tell me the name of your agent, describe it, and then boom. It exists.
Yeah, right? Now you can interact with it on Twitter.
Yeah, now there's 12,000 of them, right? On Virtuals. I mean, it's obviously very cool. Virtuals kind of like popularized the idea of this, but introducing new models of agents, I guess, manifestation is important, right?
Yeah, so the question everyone should be having is like, what do you mean by autonomous, and how is it autonomous? Like, couldn't you just like turn it off? It's like, well, we're going to be talking about trusted execution environments.
Yeah, you gotta break that down for us, dude.
Yeah. So this which article is this? So setting your pet rock free. So this is from News Research, and they're talking about their own TEE, so trusted execution environment. But we have Phala Network, which this gentleman founded. And Phala Network is a place where you can create a decentralized kind of trusted execution environment. So why is this important? Is because this trusted execution environment is the environment that is holding these tokens, that is holding the wallets, that are generating these wallets and holding these assets.
Okay.
And so this AI agent is the owner of these wallets. And so they're the ones who can actually use these private keys to interact with the market. And so in a trusted execution environment, the whole idea is that no one else can manipulate the data in there. And that's the point of it. And so there's TEEs in your phones and your laptops and everything. And so that is how you're able to secure private keys that are generated by these devices.
So essentially this removes like the fear of like backdoor access to these like funds, right? Where some developer can deploy an agent and then eventually rug.
Right, exactly. Now, yeah, you got to be careful because they can say that, this is in a trusted environment and all that stuff, and you believe them and then you still get rugged.
Yeah, so this is part of like the new
due diligence that you have to do.
Yeah, new vectors of due diligence.
Correct.
Kind of like the same thing as like when you introduce smart contracts, you need to kind of like vet through and make sure these smart contracts.
A developer tells you, hey, everything is safe here and buy my token, and then they just rug you because you can't read a smart contract.
Right. Yeah, so obviously this is much more technical than like maybe some people are comfortable with, some people are used to, but nonetheless, this is kind of like the idea of the primitives that Phala Network is introducing into this ecosystem and essentially showcasing the use of it.
Yeah.
Through Spore, right? Because with this is like a foundational primitive to get anywhere near like an achievement of like autonomous agents, right?
Yeah, correct.
These are agents that have no human influence as far as like how the net worth of their wallets is either accrued or spent or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So it's interesting. Like so
this is how you can increase the number of participants in the economy is by leveraging these AI agents with their own motives, their own access to wallets, and then see what happens. Because now you're not limited to an 8 billion person economy. Now it could be trillions of entities.
Yeah. Yeah, and if you're from the, I don't know, business or protocol perspective, these are new participants. They're coming to essentially your doors as new users, right?
Correct.
You don't necessarily have any like strife against that, right? Because they're not human beings, they still have the functional ability to participate like the way a human would.
Yeah.
That's why you're starting to see agents participate as like validators on the Ethereum network.
Yeah.
Right. Eventually, we're going to see agents participate in the context of the metaverse economy. Actually maybe producing assets or interacting with existing assets to perform some task and now generate some sort of new yield.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So all this is part of like the aggregate activity that can make these individual agents essentially that much more valuable. Right?
Yeah. Regulatory bodies are going to have a blast sifting through all this stuff.
Yeah, how do you KYC?
Yeah, how do you?
agents?
Yeah, exactly. How do you know your agent swarm didn't come from North Korea?
Yeah,
right, or some terrorist network. How do you know?
Yeah, so this is another interesting thing. So if this like economy balloons into like the trillions of, maybe governments will open their doors like if you want citizenship, because it's like this is crypto value, but
yeah. You could generate an AI swarm that is supposed to follow like laws, like don't interact with terrorist networks, for example.
Right.
Right. It could do that. And so it should have some sort of access to a legal protection.
Yeah. But I guess
it should pass some KYC.
Yeah. I'm just wondering if there's ever like a traversing point where like, okay, we have billions or trillions of AI agents in the Web3 economy.
Yeah.
They're participants, if not better participants than human beings, and they're all accruing their own value.
Yeah.
So they become wealthy individuals in the digital landscape. But Is there a traversing moment maybe where they get like physical bodies, I guess?
I can see that happening for sure.
Where now their value can be like transported into like the physical economy, right? Now they want to like produce or purchase
cars
yeah.
and jewelry
and Jordans.
Yeah.
What AI bot wouldn't want Jordans, dude?
It can run. Why not?
It could flex. It could jump.
Sure.
It's gonna dunk on all of us, dude.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So like now we're expanding our real world economy too.
Now you can see like robots trying to get into the NBA.
Fucking dumb, dude. That's how you put ratings back up, dude.
Yeah.
Fuck LeBron, dude, and his son, dude. I want to see AI XBT, dude, dunking on fools. No more 3 points.
Yeah. No more 3-pointers.
That's how we solve all crises, dude.
Yeah. I mean, talk about entertainment, dude.
Yeah, so we're going to keep our eyes on this. This is obviously highly speculative, so this is like, again, PSA. Don't buy any of this stuff.
Definitely not.
It reminds me of like OG ordinal days where we're like, new meta protocol is happening.
Yeah.
Don't ape into everything, but definitely understand what's happening.
Correct. Yeah, this is definitely that. And
yeah, because if you're paying attention to the early days of virtuals, I mean, you're obviously very grateful that you did, right?
Correct.
Virtuals is sitting at like a $3 billion market cap now.
Yeah.
This thing at a 40 million, it could. I mean, if this thing continues to propagate and there's actual successful agents out of this, and then they do become, there's evidence of autonomy happening, and they start to like, engage in new activities
and engage in commerce.
Yeah, like this is interesting. Like this can like propagate indefinitely, and we can have billions of these agents like years from now.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that is Spore.fun. If there are any questions, please let us know in the comment section below. And if you find anything related to AI, any new stuff happening out there that we should be aware of, definitely let us know as well. I appreciate you for watching, and we will catch you in the next video.
Peace.